Okay.
How many days out of the week do you think you stop to get a cup of coffee before you go ahead and continue on with your day? Most of the time, you'll get it in a paper or a styrofoam cup. But what do you do when you're through with your drink? Do you toss it in the nearest trash can? Or even worse, are you guilty of throwing it out the window as you drive? Sure, your actions may seem harmless to you, but just imagine how many other people have the same way of thinking. Eventually, all those little cups add up right alongside those other materials that could have been recycled, and they're just taken off to landfill. A study from the EPA found that the United States has a 34% recycling rate. Likewise, out of all the garbage you collect in your household, half of it could have been recycled. Today, I would like to talk about how recycling needs to be encouraged more in order to reduce pollution. First, I'd like to start with how pollution harms the environment. There's increased pollution because the materials that could have been recycled aren't being recycled. There are various ways the earth gets polluted, but today I'm going to talk about specifically soil and water pollution. Materials that aren't recycled end up in landfills along with other trash that cause chemicals and substances to seep deep down into the soil, destroying living things that live there, hurting the soil even further, and destroying the water ecosystem. Just as it is harmful for animals, it's harmful for humans too. For example, did you know that the most common soil pollutant is carcinogenic? That means, according to researchers, that everything connects. People that are exposed to these pollutants are far more likely to develop cancer than those who aren't. Also, another interesting fact that many people don't realize is that soil pollution can cause headaches, nausea, fatigue, eye irritation, and even skin rashes. But even more alarming, the soil does not have to be significantly polluted to harm you. Another way the environment is impacted is by water pollution. Water pollution is when bodies of water are contaminated. This heavily impacts the animals that live in those waters that are trying to survive every day. For every day, animals are killed or disabled because of pollutants in the water. This can be caused by them eating things that they're not supposed to, so things like pieces of plastic or other free-floating debris. They can also get trapped in different things and get immobilized, which is not healthy for the animals. Next, we are the main causes of pollution. We do this by not being avid recyclers. Sure, most of us have access to recycling bins, but how many of us really take advantage of them and use them every day? A survey taken by GfK Custom Research showed that 30% of people ages 18 to 30 don't recycle at all. A big reason why people don't recycle is because it's just not convenient for them at the time. For a lot of people, it seems way easier just to throw everything in one big bag and be done with it. There's no sorting needed. This was shown when students at Virginia Tech were asked the main reason why they don't take part in recycling. The main response that they got out of them was simply, it's just too much work. Also, a lot of people are not informed about separating their garbage. They're not sure what can be recycled and what can't be, so they just choose not to take part in it at all. Third, we need a solution that will encourage recycling. A way to do this would be to implement this in schools, have recycling bins in every classroom and every hallway, and take time out of the day to explain how important it is to recycle, especially to children while they're young. Another helpful solution would be to put more pressure on people to recycle. According to an article from Virginia Tech, Germany's recycling rate is at 70%. This was done with the help of the government, of course. They implemented these ideas these laws that make businesses practice stricter and different strategies to recycle. With landfills overflowing and different problems arising, we need to act now and take part in recycling more. We too can raise our recycling rates just as another country has if we have help from the people that are higher up. In conclusion, stronger measures need to be taken to encourage recycling. We need to take action and do everything we can to ensure that our future is safer than the one we're headed to right now. Here's something to think about before we go. The average person has the chance to recycle 25,000 cans in their lifetime. And that's just cans. That doesn't count everything else that passes by you that can be recycled. So, I challenge everyone here today to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Thank you.